Hey Fools, Brendan Matthews here, joined by Jason Moser on our Ask a Fool segment where we answer your questions. Today we've got a great question from Ed. It's about Under Armour. He asks, are price dips common when stock splits are announced? Under Armour announced a split and the stock fell 5%. I'm new to foolish investing and I don't understand if this is common. What is the common correlation between stock splits and price changes? Jason, what's the answer to Ed's question?
Well, I don't know that there is a scientific answer, a scientifically supported answer to tell us, whether a stock price falls by X amount, X percentage when they announce a split. I think that it depends more on the fundamentals of the business, really. I mean, stock splits on the surface are relatively meaningless. I mean, it's not something that I think you need to really concern yourself with. The old question goes, would you rather own one share of a $500 stock or would you rather own 50 shares of a $10 stock? And the answer really is it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. We really want to focus on the fundamentals of the business at hand. And so typically when companies announce share splits, the stock could go up or down in the short run. It doesn't really matter. It just doesn't really have anything to do with the split itself. I think that you will see, while share splits don't really create any value in and of themselves, there is a perception, at least out there, that sometimes a stock split can bring a stock's price back down to a level that opens up a new demographic of buyers. So you see with Under Armour, for example, I mean, the stock price got up towards $125. Maybe that's sort of looking expensive, quote unquote, to some people. And we know that really you don't want to look at absolute price. That doesn't mean anything. But by the same token, when you bring that share price down to $60 or $50, it opens up to maybe a few more buyers out there that would consider buying the stock, which can push the price up. Again, though, that's all just the stock price. You really want to make sure you focus on the fundamentals of the business. And if you can focus on the fundamentals of the business, the stock price is really going to take care of itself. Now, if you see a stock price that is really high, would you personally prefer to see it split so that it comes down and maybe opens that demographic up and allows potentially for some growth there? Or?
No, I don't care about that at all. As long as I can afford one share of stock, the price is low enough for me. So before the Burlington Northern situation where Berkshire split their shares, I bought the B shares at $1,500. I could only afford one share. Only afford to buy one share at a time, but I was just as happy to buy one share at $1,500 as I am to buy the shares now. They're trading around $130 a share. So it doesn't really matter to me. I think the situation with Under Armour, there was something else that caused the stock to drop that day. I don't think it was the split. I think it was the overall market. It was news from other stocks in the sector. So I don't think there's really a correlation between stocks price and splits. But let's step back from the split debate. Ed owns Under Armour shares. What do you think of Under Armour as a business and as an investment?
Yeah, when I look at Under Armour as a business and investment, I mean, I love it. I follow it, I cover it, I own it, my daughters own it, my dad owns it. I mean, it's just a company that I think has a really great future ahead of itself because of the market that it's in with sports, a driven founder leader in Kevin Plank, and a brand that has really developed a great reputation in the sporting world. And so to your point, I think that Under Armour had run up considerably, especially after a great holiday season. It could be argued that the stock was a little bit pricey, maybe a little bit overvalued at that point when the split was announced. And so, that the stock maybe needed to pull back a little bit because it was a little bit overvalued to begin with. But again, I think your point's right on. You don't really want to focus on how many shares it is, right? $500 in company XYZ is going to be $500 in company XYZ regardless of the share price, right? And so that's where I focus my attention.
Great, that's great insight, Jason.
Thanks.
To learn more, check out Fool.com.